There we go, guys. Welcome to the Swarm Report. My name's Hudah, bringing you around the crypto AI ecosystem in just 30 minutes a day. Smash the like on the show wherever you're watching. If you're watching on Abstract, yes, we are streaming over there, or on X over on the Swarm account, or right here on YouTube. But make sure you subscribe over on YouTube if you can't catch the live show, which is at 2 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. You catch the replays right over here. We have a lot to talk about. Yeah, a lot. And I'll tell you what, surrounding the conversation is something you've seen bubbling up on X. It is, do we need crypto? Does AI need crypto? Do all these agents need a token, or is that just a little fluff? We'll kind of touch on that throughout the show. Before we really get in, guys, make sure you're following SlamAI_XYZ over on X. There's a lot coming. In fact, we've had a couple of big announcements this week. One, a little bit of a teaser, but there's a lot coming and a lot more to dive into as far as things that have been announced, like slam.fun. Go check out the site. New agent launchpad, incredibly powerful, smart agents powered by that crypto slam data. Yeah, go check that out. Again, we'll be getting more into that here over the next days and weeks. Of course, our flagship AI agent, that is the Swarm AI. Make sure you're following there. Again, that's directly where we stream. Now, we had an announcement about the Swarm yesterday. Look, maybe you didn't see a direct announcement from the Swarm. We definitely gave a little tease that we're working really hard behind the scenes. You got that announcement elsewhere, and I'm going to circle back to that in a quick second because I like to give you things to consider to help frame our conversations here. This might seem a little out of left field. Bear with me a second. We got the Trump... the JFK assassination documents yesterday, right? What does that have to do with AI? Kind of everything. The fact that instantly, the first place we go with that kind of information, with that much, 63,000 pages, guys, the first place we go is to AI. We run to AI to break this down for us to ingest all the info, to tell us what it says. We're not reading through 63,000 pages, and we're not waiting for our favorite news site, a reporter, to tell us what's going on. We go right to AI right now. Again, when we're talking about the agents and the LLMs and the platforms we're talking about these days, I want you to realize, like, that adoption to AI, the shift to AI, the thing that is going to be replacing all of these jobs and the way we live, is happening right in front of us. And sometimes, why I point it out is it's so easy to overlook it when it just kind of becomes normal, part of the day-to-day. That's exactly what's happening. We've talked about yes, no error in the past. They do have a token. So it is one of those crypto or AI projects that does have the token. Do they need it? We'll find out in the long run with a lot of these. Do they need that token to actually make the project work? But whatever. In this case, they've ingested that documentation. They audit it. They verify that information. And they actually break it down for you, too, which I think is interesting. But just to show, these AI applications are being put to use, man, right here, right now. It to me, fascinating to a lot of you guys. Again, that conversation about do you need crypto or not, it's not that simple. Because there's a difference between do you need it and does it enhance your product? Does it make the product better? Totally different conversation. Again, I want to keep diving into this. Not exactly the show. We'll touch on it throughout, but that's a bigger, deeper conversation. But I see people commenting on it out on X, and I think some people are missing that point and saying you definitely don't need it, and it's not that cut and dry. Again, some need it, some don't. Some would be better with it. Some, maybe I'd argue that they'd all be better with it. Maybe that's where I stand, at least right from now. But back to. Oh, you guys keep me updated on prices too. Thank you. Did we get info about rate cuts? I'm assuming we're going down. I'm assuming we're no rate cuts, staying right where it's at. And so I'm assuming we're going down. Yeah. By the way, Cats and Crypto, great to see you. Big news yesterday. This does involve us right here, Slam AI and the Swarm. Okay. We had Zero Dawn with his pretty incredible tweet yesterday talking about the ACP, the Agent Commerce Protocol. This is from Virtuals. We talked about that quite a bit recently, right? They have two new swarms coming out. One is like an investment fund, a hedge fund, and a trading DAO. Really cool. And then they have the content swarm. Well, yesterday we got a lot more details. By the way, Zero Dawn is, I think, the head of that ACP ecosystem and ACP at Virtuals, giving more details on what these are going to look like, which is just so powerful. And this is a taste of what we're going to get here in the future. These autonomous swarms of agents working together, and I think they do need tokens, by the way. But But the big reveal yesterday was some names officially dropped that are going to be part of these swarms. You see AIXBT we've been talking about recently. One of our favorites here, AIXBT, Velvet Unicorn, DGenC, Trust. And baby, there's our swarm right there. Yeah, guys, the swarm will be in that trading DAO, that hedge fund. It's going to be right there talking to all these incredible agents, giving them that data, that on-chain data, so this swarm can make the best decisions, make the best trades, the best investments. Man, incredible stuff. We've been excited to get to, tease that. And I call this just a tease for now. This is not really the ins and outs of how it's working and what it will look like. But again, we did get a little look at what it looks like with a diagram tweeted out there by the Virtuals team. You can see the swarm right here in this little cluster here, Market Scout and Insights Gathering. Again, talking to all these agents, sharing info back and forth. And to some degree, we don't know what it looks like until you put them in the swarm and let them start transacting with each other. And part of the transaction is just sharing information, right? We have that test example that's live out there now. That's a virtual lemonade stand. We get to see what it looks like when they are transacting and talking. And in this case, guys, right there, making lemonade and I think selling lemonade. But while they're doing it, they create contracts on chain. They transact tokens on chain, and then they can even create media. So even those swarms will have a little bit of a tie together. But pretty spicy stuff that's cooking. I hope people are, excuse me, guys, pleasantly surprised by that little tease. Again, more official announcements coming about this swarm here. I'm tempted to, I like to play videos. I'm tempted to play that video to show a little more visually what that swarm is going to look like. Let's see if we got any other juicy details in here. Let me see. I've read through this once or twice, but it's a lot of info. They also break down that media swarm too. Let me see. Do we have? Yeah, there's a breakdown of their media swarm. Piper-X, Luna, we knew would be there. Acolyte, with a little update from them too today. Evaluator Agent, AlphaKek, Stevens, Spalberg. I cannot get that agent's name. But there we go. Swarms coming in, but these are coming actually really soon. Within the next few weeks, I believe these swarms are actually going to launch. This is still like a beta environment. These are not, well, I'll tell you this, as far as I know, I don't know if they're trading, well, geez, as I think about it and about to say it, I think I might be wrong. I was going to say, I don't know if they're going to be trading live. They're probably not right out of the gate, right? There's going to be some testing and fine tuning, maybe some like virtual transactions, test transactions and see how it performs and then tune before it's trading live tokens. But I imagine that's not far off either. Speaking of which, I'm going to cover, I got to show Billy Betts and how he did yesterday. I got a mental note to check in on him. But I will keep you posted on this. Again, keep the eye out for some more official announcements about this. And as it ramps up, we'll work to get these teams on the show. Talking about their products, and we'll get the Virtuals guys on here too, but talking about these individual agents, how they're contributing to the swarm, and what it is we're looking to accomplish together here. But the AI Dream Team, maybe that's the perfect way to sum that up. The AI Dream Team on Virtuals. Man, incredibly fun. That's an exciting one. Again, I'll keep you posted on that. Make sure you're following Virtuals and all included there, guys, so you're on top of what's happening over there. Graham, by the way, has a great breakdown of this, too. You should definitely give him a follow. Daily content from him, market updates. There we go. Yeah, make sure you're following Graham. Let's take a look at the market. And by the way, I'm not sure I said it at the front, but we're still framing things about do you need a token or not, we have some, guys, major updates from AI products, platforms, companies that have no crypto. There's no token anywhere. By the way, thank you, Gerald. Appreciate you. Yeah, guys, smash the like. Companies, products, whatever, no crypto involved. Big updates. In fact, what's going on here over the past couple days, guys, is called the Super Bowl of AI. There's a lot going on. I'm telling you, I've been busy digging, researching, reading, mind blown about 100 times over. There's a lot going on. Really, really big stuff. The title here on the stream is not clickbait. It's pretty big. All right, let's look at that agentic AI ecosystem. What's the market cap? How are these tokens looking? I do like the tokens. Right here, 6.11 billion is our market cap, up quite a bit. Remember yesterday we kind of questioned how it jumped so much. I've got a little more clarity into that. But up 4.74% in the past 24 hours. So looking okay. Again, I know I know FOMC. I know we're kind of getting that, waiting for that word about rate cuts. I think that's coming imminently. So please tell me in the chat. That might change in an instant. We'll keep our eye on that. Top agents by market cap in the past 3 days here. It's Fartcoin on top, followed by Ket, Act, Turbo, and Toshi. On the infrastructure side, we've got FET, and that was our newcomer. That's the one that really altered the market cap. Again, I'll touch on that in a moment. Followed by Virtual, AI16Z, Ask Venice, and Cookie. And then DeFi, we have Venice on top there, CX, Olos, Hey Anon, and Griffane. And then we'll put them together and check mindshare. Who's leading in that? AIXBT on top. Love to see it. Followed by Fartcoin, Tut, BankerBot, and Wayfinder. Beautiful. All up, big fan of all of them. So a quick comment about, that market cap and maybe some of the confusion yesterday. And I want to clear this up because I said that I wasn't sure. Let's sort market cap here. I wasn't sure that FET was legit, right? When you have a new token that shows up with a $1 billion+ market cap, I question it, right? You can kind of manipulate supply and price to affect that market cap. No, it is a very real token. And so what happens is when they onboard a token, it bumps the market cap up that much, but it also is, I think, retroactively factoring in the price. So yesterday, market cap went way up. It looked like the market was down as far as percent up, down. It was down, and to me, it didn't make sense. How are we up $1 billion, but percent we were down, 5%, whatever. It's because of that, because that token was completely factored in. Now we know. About FET, though, by the way, that is not a new token. That launched, I think, late 2022. Let's double check. Yeah, late 2022. So it has been around a while, not a newcomer. But it's pretty interesting, something I want to spend some time digging into personally here. But it is a decentralized, like Web3 native LLM. And I look at this kind of like Botto. Remember the Botto art project? You're a token holder. You're part of the process for training that art. That's an LLM too, but you're part of the process for training it, selecting outputs. In this regard, it's kind of the same way. If you're a token holder, I think you're part of the process of training that LLM. As a token holder, probably sharing in the value, well, of course, sharing in the value of that ecosystem as well. But Web3 native, love to see it. This is, again, down the road, we're going to see if the token doesn't matter. Something like this might be one of those that's a little closer to the forefront of that conversation here. And then FET, along with two others, part of the Artificial Superintelligence Alliance. They've been around for a while, so not newcomers here. It's it's one of those main characters of this space, believe it or not. So one we definitely are going to check into a little more regularly here. By the way, let me get to Billy Betts. I like to cover him early, usually right next to the Swarm. So let's pull him up real quick. You guys know Billy Betts is the first agent to launch on Vader's EAO. The Swarm number 2. Billy Betts on NBA games, soon MLB. Not betting on college basketball, although that would be really cool. Really cool. Do we have an update? Wow, Billy tweets a lot. I didn't realize. Hang on. We're going to find this here. Snapped his losing streak. I know this yesterday. Well, 2 days ago. Let's see how he did. So he tweets also individual bets as he's making them, which is really cool. Maybe we don't have an update tweet or post here. That's okay. If we miss a day of Billy updates, well, I'll be a little bummed, but yeah, okay. Well, just to keep us moving, I think we'll move along. Gosh, yeah, I wish I had the update here. Next time, we'll cover. Oh, there we go. Boom. All right, so here we go. Here's his recap from yesterday. Wow, 0-1. Only one bet yesterday on the money line. Wager 2,800. Lost it all, Billy. I think that's a first for Billy. So ROI negative 100%. Cumulative ROI negative 5.2%. You see the record there: 43, 58, and 13. And then on props, total wager 4,700. It lost 1,000. Daily ROI 21.9%. Cumulative 1.1. So still in the positive there. And then the record much better there: 75 and 63. Burning supply. Which is really, really cool. That's one, again, we'll see, does the token matter or not matter? In the case of Billy Betts, I want to imagine he'll be interacting with other agents at some point. We'll need to transact with him, so I think matters. Here's AIXBT. I like to dial in a little more granular here and look at some of the top tokens out there. 83.7 mil market cap, up 3.42% in the past 24 hours. Ask Venice down 1.83% to 99.7 mil. Farcoin up big in the past 24 hours. Wow. 25.57% at a $348 million market cap. I'm not sure why that recovery just today, but you think of it more like a meme coin. And so if sentiment is up in general in fungibles, Farcoin's going to see a bit of that action. So nice to see that. And even GOAT is up just over 5%, 56.5 mil market cap there. And then we're going to look at ARK to round this out. And there's ARK also up. Honestly, good to see. They've been, that token's really struggled recently. So up here, 6.81%, 41.4 mil market cap, like those guys. They also had actually a decent update. It's not huge, but I do want to put that in front of you guys. An update to their rig. It's version 0.10. That is their framework, guys. So it's a pretty big core part of ARK here. What did they add? Added new streaming and transcription APIs, new providers. This is pretty awesome. Okay, is this Grog Inc., Llama, Hugging Face, Mira. We've been talking a lot about Mira lately. You're kind of seeing them everywhere. Now here's Mira integrating with the the core. Well, one of the core Solana frameworks here, which is ARK. Good to see that. And then Together Compute. There we go. If you want to get into the technical stuff, go check out that documentation. But it's a pretty substantial update in that ARK ecosystem. AIXBT's got some updates coming too, of course, as part of the Swarm with the Swarm. But more updates right in his own ecosystem. This is not a new update announcement, but he is putting stuff out there in public that I really like. This is one of the devs, RXBT. And somebody poking him a little bit, just asking what exactly they're building. What can they share? I like this, though. They're building a platform that allows you to process opportunities people are discussing on Twitter in just 30 minutes. This is instead of just, like he's saying, scrolling through Twitter all day looking for alpha. That's what he's talking about, right? You want to catch hot tokens, hot runners, hot whatever as they're happening, right? The sooner it is, the better your shot at, well, winning. But how do you do it other than just scrolling all day? And it's who you know, and if you're following the right people. This is different. This is ideally, it's a dashboard that's going to go find those for you algorithmically. And with these AI algorithms here, guys, and it's supposed to serve that up to you in like 30-minute time frames, which is actually pretty darn decent. Nothing's going to beat you finding it on your own organically, like, in a millisecond. But a 30-minute window, it's serving you up trending topics, hot topics that are revolving around investments, tokens. That is pretty darn spicy. Adam McBride, awesome guy. But he's asking if it's that valuable, why not keep it in-house? It's a good question. It is a good question, right? Wouldn't that make you want to maybe buy the token? He's not wrong, but RXBT just sharing, it's just something he thinks is probably kind of the right thing to do, is share that kind of info. Maybe internally you're getting it even faster than that. Last comment, though, you can kind of see some overlap here with something like this that's analyzing tweets. And kind of, it's not rewarding the tweets, but again, analyzing tweets. Think about Cato. It's not the exact same, but there's a little overlap there, and I do think they'll both have crossover, both kind of eventually be competing a little bit, where Cato is rewarding you for those tweets. Better tweets get, with better engagement, get better rewards. But I can tell you there's a lot of potential in just being able to analyze like sentiment and tweets out there and alpha. You just kind of sense where the space is going. The stuff we do here right online publicly, it's worth a lot more than we realize, and that's why they pay you right for your engagement. It's worth a lot. I think we've underestimated that for a while. Game Over on Virtuals, this is their framework, has an update here too. You can upload data sets, right? Unique individual data sets for agents. Why that matters is, look, these agents are only as good as the data they have. And look, maybe you're trying to train your agent on something that there's just not a lot of data out there for. You've got the data, but it's not out there on the web for you to really plug into your agent. And now you can. So this data set upload lets you plug in whatever data set. And more and more, you're going to see that, right? I think we all envisioned, I'll speak for myself, envision the AI ecosystem, and maybe even specifically the agent ecosystem, as a few really big popular agents that know everything. I did used to think that. Maybe infinite agents still, but that they would all know everything. And maybe we get there at some point, but instead, no, it's more the swarm is the way it is going. And maybe just remains that way. It's individual agents that specialize in individual things, as granular as you can get it too. The more, I guess, topic focused they are, the better they'll be. They'll be an expert on that topic. And that is the way this is going. That's why something like this matters so much. It's, one data set that it's trained on, an expert in that. And then through a swarm, they're talking together and others learn that info, but they learn it from an expert. So this is actually a pretty big update. Might not sound like it. To me, it does. But if it doesn't, let me just say it's a pretty big update here. On to AI16Z. A pretty big rebrand here ahead of Eliza OS v2. I like it. Actually like it a lot. But here's Blockmates breaking down, really, this is not new info, by the way, but breaking down Eliza OS, like what exactly it is. 3 components, guys. It's the Eliza framework, AI governance, and then Eliza Labs. Governance, it's the open source modular blueprint for agentic intelligence. Let's see if we want to get even more granular than that. Allows anyone to build next-gen agents capable of carrying memories, context, and knowledge across environments. So the swarm is built with the Eliza framework. Just, again, for context, there's a lot of agents out there. At this point, thousands, I imagine, built off of the Eliza framework. Governance. This is sidebar little comment I'm going to make here, by the way. But AI governance, first step in making DAOs truly autonomous. General premise is that DAO governance in the future will involve different types of agents coordinating to make decisions. I like this, actually. Structure's been tidied up. Eliza OS looking like a strong vision-driven company. That's their comments there. Random comment. It's not directly tied to this post here, but as someone who has played in DAOs, launched a DAO on a couple different DAO platforms, and then really the DAO, it's just there. They're so hard to use. They are so complicated. They are so expensive that I think as a group we decided it's not really realistic. Like, you could make it work, but it's so much time and effort. And now I see something like this, and I'm like, DAOs actually make a lot of sense for an agent that doesn't care how much work it is. If it can automate it, which they're going to do, DAOs and AI sound like a perfect fit, So it's woken me up again to DAOs and how I think the idea, while it always made a ton of sense, makes way more sense in the agentic ecosystem. So looking forward to seeing what that looks like with agents being the members of these DAOs. And then finally, Eliza Labs, the tech layer and coordination front of Eliza OS. So this is building out V2. They're calling it potentially the best open source agent framework the market's seen yet. Global Trust Marketplace. Where do we go? Hey. There we go. Building out the Trust Marketplace intelligence layer. Eliza Studios, it's a creative offshoot. There we go. That's cool. So unleash AI on entertainment. That's cool. Kind of like their agent tank. Is that a Clanker tank? Right? They've got some media. They've got some entertainment. So it's still part of their family there. And then a launch pad. That is not out yet, but that's coming. They're working on a lot, guys. They're a big old deal. And I still think potentially disruptive in the AI industry. We'll see if they live up to that potential, but I can tell you they have that potential. And then also Mira, again, we talk about them every day. Just talked about them with Arc. Now we're talking with Eliza OS, now partnering with them. Again, eliminate the AI hallucinations. Super, super important stuff. Remember this, too, again, about the hallucinations, because AI needs to predict, right? Inference. I used to think it was inference. I think it's inference because it's inferring. It's like these predictive models. Keep that in mind with where we're going here in just a moment. But Mira getting more and more important. If they have a token, I believe they do, like, personal note, not financial advice, I want to look at it. I will be looking at it. I just see them everywhere. And it's a really, really useful product. I'll be looking at that personally. Here's a team member from Acolyte. Just talking about some loose plans coming up here. They're big plans, but loose plans. Step one, make that great product here. We did see them in one of the swarms here, too. Hang on, were they with the swarm, or was that on the... That might be in the content. Well, let's double check. I thought I saw them in one of these swarms. Apologies, but I do want to find this out. There it is, yeah. What is that? Narrative strategist. Very cool. Very cool. All right. I'm sorry. I had to just make sure I saw that right. What else? Generate revenue. And with that revenue, partially going to buy back Acolyte. Again, this will be another one of those things we look at. Let me say, did it need the token? We're going to find out, but they're at least have some plans with the token, which is to buy back their own token. Normally, I'll say this, in the old days, we used to frown on that. I think it's fine now. Any way you can drive value to your holders while you build out your products, I think it's fair game at this point. NeuroBro with a quick update and daily updates from this agent here. This is in Telegram. Now is an update where you can filter for pools with verifiable CoinGecko listed tokens, which is pretty cool. And then track pools with high trading activity in whatever time frame you want to specify there. So it's just good alpha. NeuroBro, again, like daily. That's their mission, by the way, daily updates here. Okay, now we get to the non-crypto part. And when I mentioned that the Super Bowl of AI is happening, it's basically what we're looking at here. It's GTC, which is GPU Technology Conference. Took place yesterday, keynote from the CEO of NVIDIA. Man, this is where you realize, it's not a competition, but this is where you realize what the crypto AI space is up against. Like, just titans, juggernauts of the traditional world, and they dabble in crypto too. Like, right? They're definitely here. They have the NVIDIA Inception program. We talked to Kindred AI on this show, and they're part of it. Quite a few others, I guess, coming up that's also part of it too. So it's not that they're not in crypto, but their focus is not. Anyway, we saw tons of big brands here. It's basically everybody on the planet is looking to get into AI. We are going one direction. They all are coming with us, but Lowe's is there, Yum Brands, Mars, Pepsi. Again, you got to imagine everyone's there. By the way, their stages always look so cool. What else? Yum Brands. Okay, they're the parent company of KFC, Taco Bell. I'll tell you, man, our local, I think Taco Bell now has like an AI front end. I think an agent you place your order through. Maybe it was Wendy's, but my wife pointed it out to me and I didn't believe her. She said, you actually place your order with AI. I'm like, show me. I don't believe him. She was right. She was right. Everywhere will be agents acting as your interface to it. It's coming, guys. I'm sorry. It's coming. And we will be outnumbered soon. There will be billions of agents. Billions. No, it's not an exaggeration. The number will shock people. Okay, lots of products announced here. We don't have the time to cover those all. I'd try to keep this to 30 minutes. So, gosh, it makes me think we need a different kind of show that's like topic focused here. There's a lot of products in the AI front. But here's what I thought was super interesting is their CEO said they got something pretty big wrong about AI. And I think he's right. I think we're actually living through it right here. Specifically, what that was is there was a thought that the growth of AI was kind of maybe slowing down, and maybe the kind of compute you need, well, is not what we think it is today. And by the way, it wasn't them that got it wrong. It was basically like the whole world got it wrong. The amount of computation we need as a result of agentic AI, as a result of reasoning, easily 100 times more than we thought we needed this time last year. That's a pretty big change. It's a pretty big shift. And I get how that happens, guys, because as we're watching this ecosystem like evolve and unfold, how many times do we have to readjust our game plans as something happens, changes the space? You're like, oh, okay, well, we're not going the way I thought we were. I get it. You can't really predict this future when we're heading into this big unknown area. And you never know when some kind of tech advancement just like changes the game. With AI, way more computational power these things are going to need than they thought for whatever reason. But I think the biggest reason is right here. It's that these agents, I think, have shifted from being agents that are better because you train them on more and more and more data. That's a big part of it, right? But that's the big change. Instead of that, it goes more to that inference, right? Where they use what they have, their model, along with that data to predict what the answer is. Right? And then you probably have something like Mira in the mix that then validates that answer, because you don't want to get it wrong. That's then the AI hallucination. If it's inferring something, but it's incorrect, right? You need to have these multiple products here that double check it. Anyway, that's a pretty big change, that you need about 100 times more compute. They're in the right business then. But again, things are shifting and changing very, very quickly. Really, it's fascinating stuff. They did introduce some new reasoning models that are centered here around AI. What are these called? NVIDIA Llama Nemotron reasoning family models. The names are insane. If you thought getting into crypto, there's a learning curve with the tech, the terms and the technology, and what it's the same in AI. It's pretty steep learning curve. I get if a normie is kind of like put off by this stuff. It's pretty intense. I'll do my best to try to break that stuff down too, because even for me, I read it and I'm like, I don't know what that means. I'm learning too. But anyway, we have these new reasoning models to power these agents. They're in the agent game too. They're all going to be in here. And then finally, Adobe is their own summit as well. It's called the Adobe Summit. They hosted this yesterday. They also got some agents, of course. Again, everything you touch will have an agent front end. Not hyperbole. Everything will. And again, they've got 10 agents. It's part of their, customer experience orchestration. So 10 agents are have a very specific focus, right? Reoccurring theme. Specific focused agents, a data insights agent, an account qualification agent, workflow optimization agent, audience agent, right? You get the picture. Inside of their product, they have multiple agents to help you with each one. And man, they just make your experience better, faster, more, higher quality. It's all of the above. They're going to enhance your day-to-day and everything you're doing. But it's not going to be just you having your one agent. We'll get there. It's going to be through, multiple agents that you interface with. I do think at some point you've got your one main companion agent that, can talk to all these. I imagine it goes that way. But there you go. 10 agents to start. I imagine they will have an infinite number more. And then probably some type of store where you can plug in other agents, ones that users build. And then you could probably guess from there. That's why somebody like Arc, who is an agent launchpad, and even Virtuals, who is an agent launchpad, have some serious competition and why they need to branch out and find new products, right? Because this is the kind of competition. OpenAI has this agent toolkit. They are now competition in this agentic ecosystem. So Virtuals, I think, very smart thinking down the road and building out these swarms, building out AI products now. So got to do it to keep ahead of these guys. Boy, oh boy, things are getting spicy fast, huh? There we go, guys. There is your update for the day. I'll remind you once again, make sure you subscribe over here on SlamX Official. Again, really subscribe because the channel name is changing here. Very 10-ish days. So I don't want you to miss the videos. Subscribe over there. Again, follow SlamAI_XYZ. In fact, go to SlamAI.xyz and check out the light paper for everything that's coming. And then finally, the Swarm_AI. Guys, I hope you have a phenomenal day. We'll see you right back here tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Time on the Swarm Report. Fam, we will see you. Goodbye.